morning, everyone. I would like to welcome all of you to the 18th Annual Student Research Forum hosted by St. Mary. I gotta say it's very impressive, reaching to 18 times. And I'm another.The, and I will be the Master of Ceremony for this exciting event. So, before moving on, I would like to say something about Research Forum. The Research Forum, like this one, provides an invaluable opportunity for students, not only to present their work, but also exposes them to audiences like this with questions and also comments, which are very, very good. And in addition to that, this research process, I gotta say, is very encouraging because it motivates us not only to do that task, but also to look forward to something to present our research. So this forum highlights the commitment of St. Mary's University to foster a culture of academic excellence and motivating students to empower them and give them platforms like this to present their paper. So I'm very much honored, like I said, for being the Master of Ceremony for this event. So before we begin the daily proceedings, please join me in welcoming our esteemed Executive Vice President, Mr. The, who will offer the opening remarks.
Good morning, foreign participants, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to make these opening remarks at the 18th Student Research Forum. Also pleasing to see you all here as participants to listen to the research and project outcomes of novice researchers who are to present their papers for public scrutiny after passing through the ritual of in-house defense in the presence of their advisors. In this regard, the presenters should be appreciated for their confidence in being forthcoming to face large gathering of participants. This one, as the organizers label it, is by students for students, showcasing their undergraduate final year papers, which might see elsewhere in rare occasions. In today's Ethiopia, we all suffer from information overload. And yet, the very few take the pain of sifting facts from fiction. Here you are. Our paper presents today are part of the new generation who are to take up diverse positions in the civil service, business industry in the years ahead. They are here to dispel the stereotypes that are told about them time and again for quite some time. Finally, I would like to thank those who are now to take the floor as paper presenters, rapporteurs of subsequent sessions, of course the Master Ceremony too, and the Research Knowledge Management Office, who have toiled a great deal organizing 3 research events, including today's, in the last 3 months. With that, I declare this forum open. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is I'm really honored to participate in this research forum. The title of our research is Prospects and Challenges of Government Debt Securities in the Upcoming Ethiopian Capital Markets. So before I start my presentation, I just want to ask the audience something, and that is, if anyone knows what this article is about. Anyone? I know it's a bit fuzzy, but the thing I want to inform here is, when we started doing this research, the main thing that we wanted to do was create awareness about the capital markets. So when it comes to the capital markets is not something that just came out of nowhere in some years or in recent years. In fact, King Menelik or Emperor Menelik used to trade stock in the London Exchange using American Railway Exchange. So we just have to think about our emperor used to deal in stocks, and he was participating in stock exchange long before we even heard about capital. The statement of the problem in our research is government debt securities are foundational in the capital markets, meaning they're the foundation in which the capital markets or the stock exchange is going to be based on. So when the securities exchange comes to being operational for the first year or second year, it might not be that much traded, but after that, it's going to become a foundational base in the capital markets ecosystem. So we saw that in the statement of the problem. There was a wide.
Good morning, everyone. Before I start the presentation, I would like to thank you, Mr. Ayala. He's not here, but I'd like to thank you for his support and for his response, for having to do this research. So, the title is The Impact of E-Marketing on Consumer Purchasing Decision in the case of Ethiopia. So, in this study, we try to study how e-marketing channels like marketing emails, mobile marketing, and other social medias influence purchasing decisions, especially in students. What motivated me to do this research is because this issue is related with my job. My job is selling gift package on the online platforms like GG and other Facebook marketplace and other types and other applications. So how many of you do you know these applications? GG, do you use? Okay. If you have on your cell phone this application, please go to the search bar and search Yahoo gift. That's my plan, by the way. So about GG, the background of the study. GG is Ethiopia leading one online marketing in Ethiopia. Experiences growth in recent years. It has in 8 countries, including Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, and other countries. And GG is one of the popular platform where sellers and buyers coming together. It's have items like car and rental houses and electronic materials items, cosmetics products. So when we go to the when I do this research, I found some problems. Problems like students on Ethiopia are exposed to variety social medias. Like nowadays, students waste their time on social medias like Instagram and TikTok and other social medias. So if we give an opportunity to buy fashion or clothes product, they definitely go to Instagram, social media. So this is one of the problems to influence their making purchasing decisions. And the other is understanding this influence is essential for GG Ethiopia to make the marketing strategy and target students, consumer more effectively. Additionally, incident evidence from the seller on GG Ethiopia platform indicate that buyers and exhibit undermine attitude toward the platform, leading to lower engagement and sale. So this is because they are already influenced by advertising. So as a seller, I can understand this fear of consumer purchasing decision buying online, because many of them are sharing their past experience to me, how they purchasing on the online platforms.
Thank you for sending me for giving this chance. My name is Tamra Kali from Hudson University, Political Cultural Environmental Science. Research title research on the role of cooperatives in agricultural input system, the case of successful companies, the municipal district, Artisan, Oromia Regional State of Ethiopia. The outline of the application production methodology, result of discussion and recommendation. We start from the background of the study. Cooperation as a way of life has been a continuous to be tradition in finding the solution of the social problems of the people in Ethiopia. Example of such cooperation can be found everywhere in the working of mutual aid distribution, such as Samgati, and many others. Majority of the population in Ethiopia is depending in agriculture. Thus, the cooperative have to play the role with agriculture related activities. This study aims to investigate the role of cooperative in agricultural inputs. The agricultural inputs include seeds, fertilizers, and equipment, etc. When we see the statement of the program, in Ethiopia where the small-scale farming dominates the overall national economy, agricultural production and productivity is very poor. The entire agriculture of the country is characterized by limited use of input and backward cultural practices and depends on rain. Besides, the agricultural productivity continues to be poor and failed to meet the food demand of every growing population. The factor attributed for food productivity are recurrent droughts, environmental degradation, poor infrastructure inequality in the quantity and the backward cultural practices. When we see the journaling, the 2016 finding identified lack of access to agricultural inputs, example, improved seeds fertilizers are the constraints of smallholder producers. This implies that the need of cooperative to provide the agricultural inputs. However, what extent the cooperative are tied and carried out agricultural input for the farmers is not well known. With the focus of cooperatives, there are some studies employed in Ethiopia. For example, the study of Delray explores the extent that cooperative strengthens rural development in sub-Saharan Africa and the development of agricultural cooperative in Ethiopia. However, this study is not showing the role of cooperative in agricultural inputs. The study of Mulutan focused on the role of agricultural cooperative building sustainable livelihood for rural women. The study of Murati and W investigated the role of cooperative in rural development and Southern nation nationality. This study is outdated. Jamal's 2008 study was the role of cooperative in agricultural inputs, output marketing. However, this study is outdated. Virdaran in 2015 limited the role of cooperative in improving livelihood of the farmers on the sustainable basis. Therefore, it is hard to found the empirical study on the role of cooperatives in agricultural input supply. That there is a knowledge gap on the major agricultural inputs that the cooperative provides. The extent that what the role can play the cooperatives in the socio-economic value of the smallholder farmers and the challenges and the opportunities of those cooperatives to supply agricultural inputs. Therefore, this study investigates mainly the role of cooperative in agricultural input supply. In the case of selected Kabali, the Nagil district, Arsizon, and Arsizon, Oromia Regional State of Ethiopia. To address the problem stated in the statement of the problem, the study answers the following basic research questions. What are the agricultural inputs supplied by the cooperative established in the study area? To what extent does the cooperative established in the study area play the role in their socio-economic value of smallholder farmers? Thirdly, what are the major challenges of the cooperative are faced while supplying agricultural inputs? What are the opportunities available for the cooperatives to provide agricultural inputs? When it comes to the specific objective, the first one is to assess the agricultural input provided by the cooperative established in the study area. Secondly, to investigate the role of cooperatives in socio-economic value of the smallholder farmers in the study area. The third, to explore the major challenges that the cooperative are faced while supplying in agricultural inputs.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Katish Melis. I came from St. Mary University, Management Department Extension Program, and I would like to say thank you for giving me this opportunity and welcome to my thesis, which is focused on the assessment of management information system practice in the case of St. Mary University. When I came to the introduction, the background of the study, I have to say something about the management information system. Management information system it's an information system that encompasses the use of technology, people, and process to support the different overall activity within the organization. And it used for a decision-making process and controlling and organizing overall activity of the organization. It has a great role in higher educational institution like St. Mary University because it makes the university more effective and competitive. But while implementing this system, there may be some challenges which the organization faces. That those challenges are maybe internal or external challenges. And when we came to the background of the organization, we all know about the St. Mary University, but I have to say something. St. Mary University was evolved from language school and started operation in 1991 as a campus established in 1998 in Addis Ababa and Hawassa, and it has its head office in Hawassa, but in 1999 it moved to Addis Ababa. Because of its noticeable progress, it awarded a university status in 2030, and it has nowadays it's offering graduate and undergraduate program within different field of studies. It has also MBA, master's program, and distance model of learning. And generally, this university has two campuses which are located at the center of the city around Mexico Square. And when we came to the statement of the problem, as I told you before, implementing management information system, it has different challenges. It may be internal or external challenges. Some of the internal challenges are like mainly related with the employees, like employee resistance, variation in our unawareness about the management information system between the employee and the management staffs, and there may be insufficient of training and adoption. And when we came to the external one, it directly related with the infrastructure like network interruption, and if one organization is also depend on a management information system vendor, that organization may be limited to the its flexibility, innovation to support other systems. So there is a research gap regarding the interplay between the network interruption and the management information system. So by addressing this research, different organizations like St. Mary University can give valuable insights in optimizing management information utilization, enhancing organizational resilience, and mitigating the impact of network interruption.
Thank you. My name is Abdullah, undergraduate for management students. Let us go for research titles. Background of these studies are human resources, and human resources a key ingredient for effective organizations. Effective organizational competitive ability for fulfillment of missions. Therefore, for this research hubs for there is no human resource, there is no mission, there is no productivity and productions. And effective organizations in providing in productions, services, and customer needs in critical survivors. Employees are important in component of employees organization when it happens of a sustainable number of times in case of high problem, high turnover in result of disruptions activities, wastage of many times, and poor performances. Background of organizations in this area. In Ethiopia, according to government sectors, administrative in location of Addis Katama, subsidy of into Groom Hospital, Ras Hailu Region 1 of Addis Ababa subsidy of established in 1983 AC. The statement of problems. employees turnover is one of an indicator of low morals of employees. In subsidy of Addis Katama, turnovers employees seem to rise, still increased experiences employees frequently leaving organizational and join our organizations.
Everybody for this attendance or our research forum. My name is another.The from St. Mary University, Department of Accounting and Finance. As mentioned, our research title is Evaluation of Financial Performance of Awash Bank Share Company. So the content of my presentation starts from introduction and it will be finalized by conclusion and the recommendation. Let me start from the introduction part. Every business organization prepare this financial statement at the end of this accounting period, but this financial statement may not reflect the true health and sustainability of the organization. So it may need further detailed analysis to show the health and the sustainability of the organization. So among others, the best way to show this sustainability of the organization is to evaluate its financial performance. The most powerful way to do this is to show, to use financial ratio analysis. So under financial ratio analysis, we have used the four common used ratios. The first one is liquidity ratio, the second was profitability, the third is solvency, and the fourth one is asset management ratio. When I come to the statement of the problem, why we are interested on this title is the first one is there are two questions why we are interested in this research title. The previous research papers are done on by using financial statement which was prepared based on GAAP, but after 2018 the directives of National Bank is to prepare financial statement based on International Financial Reporting Standard, IFRS. So we are interested to use this, the newest financial statement which is based on IFRS. The second one is, the second question for our title is to dig out the the Awash Bank is recently the leading private commercial bank in our country. So we are interested to figure out the true leading performance of this company. So when I come to the research question, there are four questions under this. The first one is to how does the liquidity of Awash Bank. Second one is solvency, to show the solvency. Third one is to show its profitability, for this, to show this asset management practice. And when I come to the research objectives, it has a general objective and also a specific objective. The general objectives of this research is to show investigate or analyze the financial performance of Awash Bank. The specific objective is almost which answers the questions raised in the first part and under the questionnaire. When I come to the research methodology.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. I'm Subdekaptamu. Now I'm going to present you about a research about the challenges and benefits of introducing credit card in Ethiopia. I hope you're going to enjoy the presentation. So I'm going to dive into the presentation. The title is The Challenges and Benefits of Introducing Credit Card in Ethiopia. As you all know, digitalization in Ethiopia that has been improved through days and years, but still credit card has not been introduced yet. So what's going to be the benefit, what's going to be the challenge, and how are we going to measure the challenge and the benefit will going to be presented. My abstract is, or the research is about to present the challenge and benefit of introducing credit card in Ethiopia, investigating the readiness of banks in Ethiopia, facilitating credit card services. Many countries, including most of the countries in Africa, has been introducing credit cards, but Ethiopia is one of the very few countries that has not been introduced credit cards. So what's going to be the challenges if Ethiopia wants to introduce one, and what's going to be the benefits? So we're going to analyze it. So the growing competitiveness of global business landscape necessitates the company to gradually become innovative in business, integrate emerging technologies, and many others. So exchange or coins and birr or dollar values has been started around 3,000 BC in Mesopotamia. Starting from that, digitalization have come to be improved through days and days. So a credit card, what's a credit card then? A credit card is a plastic card issued by financial institutions such as banks, credit unions that allows cardholders to borrow funds to make a purchase. So you're going to have the card, then you're going to buy purchases, you're going to make purchases, but you're going to defer the payment from your bank account. So the cardholder can use the credit card to make transactions to the merchants accept credit cards. Credit card offers consumers to be flexible, deferring payments in the future dates. So this research will shed a light to significance and difficulties associated with introduction of credit cards in Ethiopia. So what's the role of policymakers? What kinds of policies should be implemented? What's going to be the benefits for stockholders? We're going to discuss this. So what's our statement of the problem, or what initiates us to do this research is credit card sales has a great advantage for both the seller and the buyer. So the seller will increase the sales and get competitive advantage by customer loyalty, better cash flow management, while the buyers get immediate access to goods and services, opportunity to invest, and better cash flow management and emergency buffer. So Ethiopia is one of the few countries, as I said many times, that does not introduce credit card in Ethiopia. So the lack of local, it's not only the statement of the problem. Ethiopia is one of the countries, but in addition, there has not been enough researches doing on this title. So the lack of local researches and studies in this area make it difficult to analyze what's the importance of credit carding, or what are the challenges and how should we introduce. So the importance and challenges of using credit cards specifically in Ethiopia is not clearly understood, and the researches are not done regularly in this title. So our research question is, one is benefits of introducing credit card in Ethiopia for Ethiopian economy and society. The second question is technological infrastructure needed in Ethiopia to facilitate credit card transactions. Can we do it using our available infrastructure, or do we need something else, or do you need additional infrastructures? The third one is, what are the main drawbacks and challenges using credit card? Even though we are saying credit card might have a great advantage, it does not come with drawbacks. So what are the drawbacks? And the fourth one is needs for laws and regulation to be created in Ethiopia to guarantee ethical card usage and safeguard rights against the customers. And the fifth one is awareness of credit card among the businesses and the customers that wants to use credit card. So our objective, the general objective is to study and analyze the importance and challenges of introducing credit card in Ethiopia, and the specific objectives are to analyze whether the importance of introducing credit card outweighs the challenge, or the challenge outweighs the benefits, to investigate whether the technological infrastructure requires to introduce credit cards are available or not, to identify the drawbacks, to determine the needs of adequate rules and regulations, and to assess the awareness of the customer and the merchants about credit cards. So our research design is, we are going to use a descriptive research design employed to explore the challenges and benefits of introducing credit cards in Ethiopia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. And It's an honor to be here, and I would like to start my presentation by presenting my topic. My research topic is about the effect of communication between nurses and patients on the hospital performance at the Mini-League Second Hospital. My presentation will include the first. It will include about the background of the study, the statement of the problem. We'll see about the research questions, the objectives, the methodology. We'll discuss about the findings, the conclusion, and lastly, we'll go to the recommendation part. So as an introduction from the background of the study, I will start from defining communication. So as teachers in 2018 defined communication as communication is the transfer of information by exchanging, it may be verbal or non-verbal message, and communication is a core skill for all healthcare professionals, not only for healthcare professionals but also for every individual. And when we come to at the nurse and patient's way, especially for the nursing staffs, in particular since the nurses spend more time with patients and their relatives, they need a good communication to have a better understanding and have a good health outcomes. Nurses in hospital need to enhance their skills in communication to improve patient satisfaction. So poor communication between nurses and patients will increase mortality, morbidity, and long hospital stay, and also it increases healthcare costs and also another unnecessary resource costs. So when we come to the statement of the problem, as I've said earlier, effective communication in health center go a long way towards ensuring patients' feelings and the patients being appreciating the nurses. So patients need proper communication to express their feelings, their attitudes, their pains, their emotions, and when the patients express these emotions, so there has to be a listener. So the nurses should listen to these pains, emotions, their feelings, and treat them in a proper manner. In light of this, I believe that there are problems related to the communications that needs investigation through conducting research, so in order to have a good health outcome. So I identified lack of proper communication between nurses and patients, and I tried to assess the effect of these communication problems at the Mini-League Hospital. When I pass to the research questions, I have 3 research questions. The first one is the methods, what methods that the hospital use in order to improve the health practitioners' communication with the patients. The second one is the type of impact. What type of impact does the health practitioners' communication that will impose on the performance of the hospital? And the third research question is the problems. The problems relating to the health practitioners' communications with the clients.
Very much for the presenters and the organizers. First, I have to say positive things about this presentation. Particularly at this stage, I'm very much impressed with the confidence of the presenters, their commitment, even have tried to compare what they have presented with those students at higher level graduate school, and this is really a good attempt. Once I said this, I have to say some comments for some of the presenters. For the first one, it says about capital market, which is a very sensitive issue, timely issue, you raised it, and I'm very much happy by raising this important issue. And yet, I'm not still clear about whether we have addressed the prospects of this capital market, specifically in Ethiopia. We try to mention some prospects in general contexts analysis, but a specific opportunities, prospects are not addressed. If you do that's good. That will be very good. In relation to the challenges, I think you have all identified major challenges, and still a thorough study is needed on those challenges, how they will be affected capital market in Ethiopia. This further detailed study about the challenges is needed, but prospectus, the opportunities are still a little bit general, not Ethiopian case, Ethiopian context. The other issue that raised is the role of this interest rate, loan management system, and this security market, the interaction of these things, into the determination of interest rate by the National Bank and its impact on capital markets. How they are correlated, a little bit further discussion, further high level research is needed, but we should try to see how inflation, interest rates, loan management system can positively and negatively affect the capital market that is being started in Ethiopia. I think these issues are the things that I want to raise for the first. When it comes to the second presenter, that is the role of social media on customers' buying decision, I think that's the topic. We use it explanatory research design, but this explanatory design does it really address the cause-effect relation between the social media and the buying decision of customers. The approach that we use it explanatory research design and the cause-effect analysis can better be addressed by using some other research methods. In fact, this may go beyond your scope. And yet, cause-effect measurement has an advanced regression methods must be utilized. I don't know how you apply that. On the other hand, you also apply this qualitative data analysis for the interview questions. On the other hand, you also tried to mention you applied this multiple regression. So which one you really applied for your search? And there are a mix of methodologies that you use it. Which one is intensively applied to arrive at your final decision? Even your findings are not clear. Which social media has an effect? What? Specifically, it has to show by what persons, by what magnitude that social media affected, which kind of customers buying decision for what kind of products. Again, that can be further studied. When it comes to the last presenter, the role of cooperatives on agricultural input supply. I think that is the topic. In the first place, there are scanty of studies on this topic. I don't agree with this. There are plenty of studies that's conducted on this. When you try to justify why you selected this topic for study, because there are no plenty of studies conducted on this topic. I don't find, very rarely find, that's not that much acceptable. Secondly, I don't know, this topic relevance to the business university like St. Mary. It is purely out of this business context and
issue, which is capital market in Ethiopian context. I really appreciate that. Of course, you have discussed many things regarding the capital market, the government initiatives, and the current practice that are coming to the market. But have you seen the exposure that society has about capital markets? For example, we are highly traditional, except some few individuals in the town and so on. Those who don't have the exposure about capital market and other new initiatives that are coming to the global market. So have you seen how the exposure of the Ethiopian people, most probably the sample that you have indicated regarding their interest, their feeling about this capital market? A second question I have for Hildana, that is customers' preference or decision making to buy products. And you specifically limited your research to GG products. I think it has its own platform, yeah? But you were discussing about other social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. If so, why don't you deal customers' product preference or buying decision on all social platforms than limiting it to GG products or GG platforms? Or if you limit it to GG website or platform, your discussion has to be there on the GG platform rather than dealing with Facebook and other social medias, because each of these social medias have some kind of groups who are just looking for these social medias. For example, if you take Instagram, it is not a kind of just every individual that are coming to social media will visit Instagram. If you take Facebook, Facebook belongs to the majority. So such kind of looking, what kind of customers are there in the social medias even. For Instagram, for example, high celebrities or those who have just exposure about these celebrities will visit Instagram, while majority of the social media users are on Facebook. So my question is about the scope. The scope you limited on the title versus the discussion you have made in the body of your research. The third question goes to Tamrat. Special thanks for Tamrat because he came from RC, he traveled a lot, and I really appreciate that. Of course, cooperatives nowadays are playing a significant role in facilitating the market, but again, at the same time, they are becoming a source of problems, especially related to the corruption part, because they are receiving products from the government with subsidy, but when they are disseminating to the public, there are many things there. So, have you seen how these cooperatives are just beside their advantage that you have discussed? Is there any problem that you have seen there? Are they working their tasks properly? And the analysis you made is just already tested by a doctor, so I don't have to go there. Of course, it is a learning platform for you. I think it is the first time that you have started a research, and I take it as a lesson for you. For the next time, I hope all of you will improve how research is conducted, how it is presented, especially in these big events, how presentation has to be made for the larger audiences at conference and seminar level. So this is what I have. I thank you very much.
Thank you, both presenters. My question goes to the first presenter analyzer. How to see Ethiopian capital market proclamations? Is that really implemented or conducive? Say something, please.
The first question was, first off, thank you for your comments and questions. So the first thing was a comment on the opportunities. When it comes to the opportunities, when we first started doing this research, we first focused on the prospects and challenges of the capital market as a whole. But our advisor told us to be specific, and by conducting different advisors and asking different people, we focused on debt securities. So when it comes to debt securities, the opportunities that were mainly that we saw was when it comes to debt securities, meaning treasury notes, treasury bills, and treasury bonds, the ones that are most useful to our country are yield curves and interbank money markets. So we focused on those two things, and we tried to take as much as possible. We tried to see the approach from different stakeholders, and that was why we only took those opportunities and not the whole capital market as a whole. And the second question was about awareness. So to clarify, our research was done on the challenge and the prospects of debt securities, but as a matter of fact, I currently work at a company where we mainly specialize in bringing awareness to different types of people around the country, not only in Addis, but different countries. Like, for example, in different towns, I know for a fact that the Ethiopian Capital Markets Authority is going all over the country to conduct different research and to aware different universities, like ASU, Adama, Sidama, different universities. So they currently, if I'm not mistaken, have gone to 5 universities and trying to create that awareness. And us as a company are trying to create that awareness by bringing it in different social medias, like TikTok, and you could see it there by using Pragma Capital. We issue different kinds of videos to make awareness by not only telling different jargon words like capital markets trade. We don't use that kind of words. We use the words that the average Joe might understand. Like if you have a Bajaj or if you have a car and you sell it to another person, that lease that you have, we're trying to address the different kinds of people by using this kind of information.
Okay, thank you for your questions. The first question is why do you pick the exploratory research method for your research? So according to our time, it is hard to do with experimental research.
Comments and questions when it comes to the first question, any program besides advantage. There is many programs. Firstly, but there is a shortage of skilled man at that or at the cooperative at Kabali level, and those unskilled manpowers or unskilled Kabali's workers wanted to sell to that input supplies to the merchants and not for the memberships. That's a big problem, and the government should.
Okay, hello again, and thank you for your suggestions and questions. So I'm going to start with the first question, which is how do you think the challenges, are you going to infer it from the other countries, since it's not being introduced? I think the question is that. I'm not sure if I can depict on my presentation very well, but the way we try to title our research is the challenges and benefits of introducing credit card in Ethiopia. So the challenges is related to introduction, not the part of the process after implementing the credit card. We're not focusing on that. We are focusing on how is the challenge is going to address when you are introducing. So there has been a lot of challenges. If we want to infer, there might be a fraud challenge and many other challenges, but we are going to leave that because since it's not introduced yet. So what are we going to suggest is there might be challenges. So what are those challenges might be? One of it is infrastructure problem. So can credit card might be implemented with the available facilities, the available infrastructure? That might be one challenge. So we're going to address that. We try to address that with the question. So the other one is to introduce credit card. The bank might not be issuing like just like a random ATM or debit cards. So to introduce credit card, it needs to give a summary about credit movement. So what's credit movement of USA? Credit movement is the movement of your bank account. For example, if you save 10 birr today and the next day you withdraw that 10 birr, and after a week you're going to save again 10 or 20 birr, so your debit progress is going to add up and add up and add up. So the bank will see if this customer is worthiness if I give this credit card. So one of the challenges is going to be to determine who's going to be to determine the credit rating or the credit movement of each customers.
Okay, thank you for the suggestions that you have made. So the first question was that you said females are more caring, and it's a common sense. So it may be a common sense, but it's also a fact that we all can agree. I think that females are more caring, as we all know. So it may be a common sense in without a fact, but it's also a fact that females are more caring than males, since they are the ones that give birth. They are more better than caring a child than males. So I think I can say that. So the second question is that you say that there is an effective communication. So how can you describe that? So as I've said, and there is an effective communication, we can say that for the communication to be effective, there must be completeness and conscience. When we say completeness, the information that's given for the customers or for the respondents should have the meaning or the information. That's the information giver has given the intended message or the intended information. So the respondents said that they have the message complete and in a concise way. So I can say there is an effective communication. So the third question is having a non-verbal communication. So when I say non-verbal communication, it means that like having a smile on the face, not frowning the face when communicating to patients, and responding answers by nodding. So like I didn't say that verbal communication doesn't have an effect, but also non-verbal communication have also a greater effect on the communication effectiveness.
Okay, I gotta say what I finished because it was getting very exciting and very interesting. I would personally like to appreciate our last presenters because they answered gracefully to all the questions that have been raised for them. So what a finish for an incredible day of research and discovery. So give all presenters, chairpersons, and rapporteurs a round of applause once. And of course, I would like to pass a massive thank you for the organizers and engaged audience that have been here all day to ask questions and listen to the presentations. Thank you very much for giving up your day. Before wrapping up the session, certificates will be handed for the presenters today. So I would like to invite Mr. Ayala Leggesa and Mr. Matthias Schemeles up front to give the certificates to the presenters. Ebenezer Kidani. Salam Takalli. Edis Shimelis. Eldana Adana. Abtamu. Thank you very much for our presenters, and thank you. Finally, the closing remark will be given by Mr. Matthias, the Director of Research and Development, and I'm Darul Paipart. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, everyone. We had really very nice forum. The day was very interesting. I'm very much impressed with all the presenters who came up with very interesting topics and contemporary issues like the capital markets, the communication, the credit cards, the agricultural issues. Very, very interesting topic. So I'm very much impressed with your presentation quality, your skill of presenting what you did to the audiences of National Research Conference and so on and so on. At the same time, I must appreciate and thank all the amazing chairpersons, rapporteurs, especially the Master of Ceremony. I'm really very much interested and highly appreciate these individuals because they are beyond our expectation. Because we have organized other 2 trainings, but the performance these chairpersons, the Master of Ceremony have shown is very much amazing, and I'm very much impressed with that. Thank you very much. And finally, I must appreciate and acknowledge my team, Mr. Henok, Atnasia, and Ayala, for the team spirit we had to organize these conferences, and all the participants of this national conference. Therefore, I officially declare that the 80th National Student Research Forum has been closed. Thank you very much.